take your time getting there. You can start really in any position that feels good. Legs can be straight, knees can be bent, soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. I know like so many options and variations. And of course, if you don't, if I didn't mention one, you're welcome to do whichever one you want to do. You can make one up a little in between bent knees and straight legs. And I'm just going to grab a strap really quick while you all get situated. Okay, perfect. So take a few deep inhales in through your nose and some big exhales out through your mouth. So inhaling in through your nose, big exhales out through your mouth. Okay, let's do that just 2 more times. Inhaling in, big exhale out through your mouth. And then 1 more time. I think I counted a little extra one. Inhaling in, big exhale out through your mouth. Okay, and wherever you're at with your legs, straight, bent, in a hip opener, just bring your hands to touch your body. So they can touch your hips, they can touch your rib cage, your stomach, the sides of your body. Just bring your hands onto your body, okay? And start to just feel yourself connect to your hands as you breathe, allowing this to just help guide you to feel centered, help guide you to feel grounded, and really just help guide you to feel connected. Yeah, that's what it's really all about. Feeling this connection to your breath, to your body, to your mat. And I've been, running around all afternoon, actually all day today, and just taking that pause. And we'll practice this pausing and breathing instead of just moving through our poses like one after another. We'll really kind of take a time to okay, we're going to stay here for a few deep breaths and really, again, connect to ourselves. Even though we'll be in a flow-like version, okay, we can still flow meaningful and slow and in a connective way. So you can really think about your transitions, okay? You can think about, your breath, and even if I'm maybe moving a little bit faster, maybe how can you slow down a little bit and then catch back up with us? So just really finding that pace and that rhythm. And then also the reverse side of that, right? Like if you're feeling like, why are we going so slow? Can you count faster, Danielle? Okay, so trying to get into that headspace of, okay, I'm present. I need to take a moment of pause and that connectivity, okay? Okay, let's inhale in through our nose, big exhale out through our mouths, and slowly start to stretch your arms up over your head, giving yourself a nice big stretch. You can straighten your legs out if that feels all right. And then right away here, let's actually circle the ankles a few times. Okay, so just circling the ankles in any direction. And then circle your ankles in the opposite direction. And we'll let your legs relax, and then we'll circle the wrists. We'll twirl them in one direction. And you'll circle your wrists in the other direction. And Good. And then we'll do those all together. Okay, so you'll circle your wrists and your ankles. Okay, and you can always bring your arms up towards the ceiling as well too, if that feels a little bit better on your shoulders. And then we'll circle in the other direction, your ankles and your wrists at the same time. And then slowly just lowering your arms down by your sides. We'll bend our knees, planting our feet onto our mat. Legs will be about hip distance apart. And then we'll just do little window wipers here, just shifting from side to side. Good. And again, this can be small, but not have to be large. It does not have to be large movement. Again, just kind of moving and getting into the hips here just a little bit. And then slowly let your knees stop at the top, knees point up towards the sky. We'll take this right ankle and cross it over our left knee and energetically pressing that right knee away. You can stay here. You can use your right hand against your femur bone, or you can interlace your hands around your left hamstring. Okay. And again, check in. You know, I've been really liking moving around here. So if you want to shift a little bit from side to side, awesome. If you want to find stillness, great. If you want to do small little circles, okay, anything that's really getting into that right glute to find like softness and opening up in this area. Okay, and then just breathe. Connecting back to your breath, softening your face, your shoulders, your jaw. Take a nice big deep inhale in here. Exhaling, release your hands, lower your left foot back down onto the mat. From here, we're going to come into half happy baby pose. Okay, so right leg's going to come into your chest, knee's going to move towards the outer rib cage, towards your right shoulder. You can grab your ankle or the outer edge of your foot. Okay, and then again, if that doesn't feel right to you, you're welcome to use your strap, or you can also just grab behind the knee. Okay, lots of options of where to grab that feels good for your hip. Okay. So even though we're focusing on this right, belly of the hamstring, your knees folding in, we're going to think about this left side a lot. Okay, so right now the knee is bent. Okay, notice like what your back side is doing. Okay, so like is your pelvis level? Do you feel like your tailbone's tucked and curled up like a shrimp? Can you kind of find like a neutral spine here so you're like in tabletop? And we'll slowly start to, I'm going to just like inch my left toes forward a little bit to slowly start to straighten the left leg. And maybe it doesn't straighten all the way. Maybe it stays bent. Okay. And so you can stay there, or you can slowly start to straighten the left leg. And we want to really focus on this left leg. It's all about the left leg lengthening. So we want to find a little bit more length, which means you might have to change the grip that you have on your right foot. You might have to soften it a little bit so that you find more length through the left hip. Okay, and again, you can imagine this as like your lizard's pose, this nice wide lunge that you would do on your mat, but it's just upside down on the ceiling now. Got a few more deep breaths. Okay, let's take one more deep inhale in. Exhaling out, we're going to come back to that figure four glute stretch. So right ankle over the left knee, we'll interlace our hands around the left hamstring. And again, finding stillness or finding movement. Maybe your hips feel a little bit more free. Maybe they feel exactly the same. Okay, wherever you're at, you're somewhere in between. It's perfect. Okay, don't worry too much about it. Our transformation in our body happens sometimes slow. It's so hard and frustrating, but it happens slower than, sometimes we want it to be like this dramatic change, okay? But that's when, real change happens, right? When it's transforming, it's not abrupt. Okay, let's just stay for a few more deep breaths here in our second figure four. Stay for the inhale. Exhaling, release your hands, planting your left foot back down onto the mat. Okay, we're gonna take this entire shape, so the figure four shape, we're gonna tip it over to the left. Okay, and as you lower your knees down, you'll plant your right foot down onto the mat. Right knee is gonna point up towards the sky. You can reach your arms out nice and wide. Okay, and right away for me, I feel this in the outer right hip. I T-band kind of area up a little bit more towards the glute. Okay, so I'm feeling it like right up here. And you're, again, welcome to stay here. This is really intense already. Okay, or you can add the bind, which is going to be your left hand just grabs your ankle, right? So the arm that's closest to your ankle, you just grab your ankle. Okay, there's just a little bit of resistance as you pull it in. Okay, and again, it's very small. You're pulling it in that no one can actually see you pulling it in. And then your right hand is just going to press up against your right femur bone. So again, you're just adding a little bit of resistance to this stretch. Okay, and again, it's very subtle. It's small. It does not have to be anything dramatic. Okay, we're not always going for like the, most intense stretch. Okay, we want to move in a way that feels good. We want to show up in a good way for our body. Okay, yes, all challenging ourselves, but challenging ourselves in a safe way. Woo, okay, and then once that for me, and again, I'm just sharing, what I'm feeling so that you can ask yourselves these questions or observe your body. Once I start to add a little bit of this resistance with the hands and the arms, I start to feel it a little more in the outer right thigh. Okay, so again, kind of into the IT band. Just breathe. I'm just going to change my angle here again, just so you can kind of see a little bit of a different view of the stretch here. Okay. As we come out of this stretch, okay, we are now going to let the right knee fold in, okay? So the right knee is going to drop down towards the mat, okay? And again, it's not probably won't touch the mat, but now we're opening up into a twist now. Okay, my left leg is still bent, and then this is where I'm going to bring my left hand onto my right knee, and then I'm going to catch my toes with my right hand for the quad stretch in this like twisty quad. Okay. Good, so we're twisting the right leg towards the left and then catching the left toes for a quad stretch. And again, this is all optional, right? You all are really your like own teachers, okay? So, listen to what your body needs, listen to yourself. You know what your body needs better than I do. I'm just here to guide you. And then you get to choose, your own yoga adventure here. Let's just stay for a few more deep breaths. Okay, awesome. And then we'll slowly release and we'll gently make our way back onto our backs, just nice and slow. Ooh, okay, kind of reorganizing our spine and our body. I'm actually going to stretch my legs out and stretch my arms up over my head. So again, it's like a really nice reset, okay? Oh, so just nice big stretch here. Then I'll start to bend my knees, planting my feet onto the ground. And then we'll move into the second side. So left ankle over the right knee for figure four glute stretch. And again, remember to move, in kramas, move in stages, move in phases. Or again, because we've already started moving a lot, you might feel like, ooh, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the stretch. So again, just move in a smart way. Stillness, any movement, any vibrations, circling, shifting from side to side. Again, all welcome. And again, great place to go back to your breath. So really breathing in through your nose, exhaling out through your nose as best as you can. Finding that rhythm of your breath. Finding softness in your shoulders and in your face. relaxing your jaw. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, release your hands, lower your right foot down, and then we'll come into half happy baby pose on that left side. So again, left knee, kind of folds in. You're gonna grab your ankle, the outer edge of your left foot, or behind the left knee. Okay, and just take a moment here as you're, finding your bind. Okay, for half happy baby pose. Notice your back, notice your spine, especially like your pelvis. Okay, is it tucked? Is it rounded? Is it flat? Okay, and then slowly start to just walk those right toes forward away from you. Okay, leg can stay bent, or maybe it slowly starts to straighten. And again, it's all about the right leg. So we want to find lots of length. We want to imagine that the back of our leg, our hamstring is touching the ground, right? So if you feel like you're kind of like curled up because your tailbone's tucked under, okay, you want to see if you can kind of lengthen that tailbone down. Find a nice neutral spine so you can really focus on this straight leg. Okay? Yeah. Again, you might have to change, your grip here. A few more deep breaths. Okay, good. Stay for the inhale. Exhaling, we're going to come back into that figure four glute stretch. Take your time. Right leg bends in, left ankle over the right knee, interlacing the hands. And again, finding some movement, finding stillness. Second round of figure four glute stretch. Good. Breathe. Okay, wonderful. Let's stay for the inhale. Exhaling, release your hands, lower your right foot down, and then keeping the shapes of your legs. Okay, we're gonna let everything fall over to the right. Left foot plants onto the ground, okay? Knee points up towards the sky, arms reach out nice and wide, nice and long. Good, and then again, let's just stay here for just a few moments, letting everything adjust to like this different angle. Noticing already a difference between your right side and your left side. It may be feeling it in completely different areas of your body. Okay. And again, you are more than welcome to stay here, or you can start to add in arms for just a little bit of a binding, and then also just like a little bit of resistance here. So the arm that's closest to your ankle, your front foot, okay, right hand grabs your ankle, okay, and I just gently pull it in. I'm not pulling it in like up to my hip or anything. I'm just finding that nice bind, okay? Left hand is gonna press the left femur bone away. And again, this is really gentle. I know I'm moving in a dramatic way, on camera so that you can kind of see like what's happening, but it does not have to be that big of a movement at all. I hate to be so dramatic, but it works a little bit better for film camera purposes, okay? So again, it can be subtle, it can be small. The resistance really goes a long way, a little bit goes a long way. Okay. Fine, release. Try your best to let go of any tension. Ooh, this side is really, really tight. A few more moments here. And as we start to come out of this, we're gonna kind of come out of it nice and gentle. Okay, so you want to release your hands, and you're gonna let this top knee just fold in. Okay, so it's gonna drop in so that you're just twisting over to the right. Okay, and then your knees are kind of already kind of in place and bent here. So right hand on top of your left knee, and then you can grab your toes with your left hand, your right toes, for a little bit of the quad stretch here. Ooh, some really intense, you know, big stretches right away for our practice, okay? We're going to activate with a little bit of strengthening, just like in some standing postures, so that we feel, you know, ourselves go upright and getting into, you know, the stretches in a different way as well. Okay, so bearing a little bit more weight. Let's stay for the inhale. Exhaling, slowly release your arms. You'll make your way back to the center again, nice and slow. Take your time, allow your spine to reset. Okay, we'll straighten our legs out, arms reach up over your head, give yourself a nice big stretch. And gather your knees into your chest, and we'll slowly meet in tabletop. Okay, so you can rock and roll forward and backwards if you'd like. You can also just roll off to your side. You can come on up, and we'll make our way into table. Ooh, all right. Okay, coming into hands and knees, and move slow. Okay, I know like we spend a lot of time on the ground, so it's like, whoa, coming up can feel like a little like heady. Okay, so when you're ready, just start to move in and out of cat and cow. Okay, so we just start to incorporate the spine. Okay, we start to like really move, you know, from our core. Okay, and then when you feel ready, we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog. Okay, and again, make this downward dog feel really therapeutic. Okay, just like all the stuff that we did on the ground, to make it feel, you know, show up to your downward dog in a good way. So that might mean, you know, you don't straighten your legs, maybe your knees stay bent the whole time. Maybe you even do downward dog on your forearms, right, in dolphin pose instead. Okay, you can tread your feet. It does not have to be the traditional downward dog. You know, we're not striving for like this perfection in this. Your legs can go out wide as your mat. Okay, just want this to feel like really good, getting yourself ready to come upright. Okay, so we're just kind of putting some weight in our feet, weight in our hands. On your next inhale, look up at your hands and gently travel to the top of your mat. Okay, take your time, walking all the way up to the top. And then hang out with your hands connected to the ground. So you may have to bend your knees a lot and let your hips just sway from side to side. And you can let, you know, your spine and your head kind of reverberate and follow, kind of like a little snake action here as you just shift around from side to side. Again, knees can be generously bent here, okay? Let's slowly come back to center and let's rise up to come all the way up to standing. Take your time. Arms will reach up over your head. And exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Right leg is going to step back. Okay, so we're going to step back, coming into just a high lunge here. Okay, so just dip the hips. You can keep your back knee lifted. Dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Okay, arms can stay down, or you can start to rise up to come all the way up to standing. Okay, I'm going to choose to keep my arms down, just so I get this nice big stretch through my right hip flexor. Okay, let's stay for 2 more deep breaths. Okay, so inhaling in, exhaling out. 1 more, inhaling in. Exhaling out. We're going to move into warrior 2 from here. So right heel grounds, and you can bring your arms up, or if you're in your high lunge, you can just kind of open up into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, good. Okay, so again, feeling grounded through your feet. Okay, take a moment. Any adjustments you need to make so you feel nice and solid here. Okay. Only flowing with the upper body. So we're going to keep our legs strong and bent here. Okay, so left knee stays bent. Flip your palms up towards the sky. A reverse warrior. So left arm reaches up and back as your right hand gently just floats back. Maybe taps the back leg. And then exhaling, extended side angle. Left forearm down, right arm up towards the sky. Keeping, again, that left knee bent as possible, okay? Stay strong in your legs. Inhaling, reverse warrior, exalted warrior. Inhaling. Exhaling, extended side angle. Left forearm down, right arm up towards the sky. Okay, one more. Exalted warrior, nice full deep breath. Inhaling. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm down, right arm up towards the sky. Good, breathe here. Okay, good. We're going to slowly come all the way up to standing. Okay, so straighten the left leg, turn the left toes in. Exhaling, fold forward, wide leg, forward, fold. Okay, good. And then again, same thing here. If you want to shift around a little bit from side to side. Opening up the hamstrings, the hips here a little bit. Good. Almost like baby skandasana. So like you can do little side lunges, right, by bending one leg and straightening the other and letting your spine move around. Hands under your shoulders, lift up about halfway. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands around our left foot, okay? So walking to the back of your mat, okay, we're gonna set ourselves up in that high lunge, okay? So dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. And again, you can choose if you want your back knee down, that's fine. You can reach your arms up over your head when you're ready, or you can stay with me, keep your hands down. Okay. Really focus on that back leg, really pressing your left heel back, keeping the hips square. And then just 2 more deep breaths here. Inhaling in, exhaling out, inhaling in, exhaling out, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay. Moving into warrior 2, anyway, you can open up. Go ahead, spin that back heel down. Nice. Any adjustments you need to make, so again, that you feel really grounded and connected here in your warrior 2. Okay. Strong legs, okay? All upper body. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Good, reaching back, exalted warrior. Reverse warrior. Good. Inhaling in. Exhaling, extended side angle, right forearm down, left arm up towards the sky. Good. Right, and this, may change every time that we do it 3 times, okay? Reverse warrior, exalted warrior, inhale in. Exhaling, extended side angle. Last one, inhaling, reaching back. Strong legs. Exhaling, extended side angle. Pause here for a moment and breathe. Good, and then from here, we're gonna rise back up. Straighten the leg, turn the toes in, fold forward, wide leg forward, fold. And remember, the wider your legs are, the closer your head gets to the ground. So if you want to, see what it feels like for your head to touch, you can open your legs out wide, or you may get a better stretch with your feet more narrow. So you can narrow your stance if you need to. Okay, awesome, everyone. Okay, good. Let's lift up halfway. We're gonna meet back to the top of our mat. So we'll walk our hands around our left foot. We'll gently step back, downward dog your way, okay? So vinyasa, if you'd like, skip it. You can hang out in your back bend. You can hang out in plank pose. Good. And again, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, so here's our second downward dog. Good. Looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat, lengthening up halfway, exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up. Let's just do one little vinyasa, sun A. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, traveling back, plank into your push-up, your chaturanga, back bend of your choice, Sphinx pose, cobra. Good, and then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Okay, this time we're gonna walk our hands towards our feet. So we're gonna walk to the back of our mat. So bend your knees, walk your hands all the way to your feet towards the back of your mat. Okay, let's lift up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Good. And then just exhaling, arms at your heart center or down by your side. Okay, great. So we'll just do a little bit of just traveling from the back of our mat to the top of our mat and some balancing here, okay? So we're gonna start first right away in dancer pose, okay? So, and again, move in a way that feels good. So we'll start with the right leg. We're gonna bend our right knee and bring our right heel up towards our glute. I actually call this pink flamingo pose, okay? From here, you're gonna grab the outside of your right ankle, your foot, okay? And again, you can stay here. This is like a balance in itself, and it's also a major quad stretch. Okay, so I'm keeping my knees together and in alignment, right? So my knees in line with each other. So you can stay here, or you can start to reach your left arm up towards the sky. Okay, kick your foot into your hand into your foot, and maybe you start to lean forward ever so slightly. Okay, and again, this can be small. Okay, if you fall out of it, you can start over again. Just moving nice and slow. Okay. Slowly come back up. Take your time. You're going to step this right foot forward, and we're going to come into tree pose. Left foot comes into the inside of the right leg, anywhere high or low. Okay, and here you are in your tree. And again, arms can be wherever feels good for you for balancing. Okay, tree pose. Dancer into tree. Nice soft breath. Okay. The leg that's in tree, the floating leg, okay, your left foot's going to step forward. Okay, and we're going to come into that figure four. Right ankle crosses up and over your left knee, and then gently start to sit back in your figure four glute stretch. Okay, option to stay here or to slowly start to fold forward. Okay, fingertips can touch the ground, and then again getting into the hips here. Okay, in a little bit more of an active way. Okay, your choice. And just breathe. And then the only way to come out of this is to come back the way you came. Okay, so you gotta come back into your like little chair, your figure four chair, and then slowly rise up to bring your feet back together to standing, and just pause for a moment with both feet on the ground. You can close your eyes if you'd like. And then just blink your eyes open. And then all we're gonna do is just literally just turn around and then we're just gonna go and walk in the other direction, okay? New change of perspective, maybe you have a different view of what, how to balance here, okay? Maybe you have to kind of move a little bit. Okay, so grounding through your feet, dancer pose. And again, a gentle version of dancer, okay? We're just going to bend this left knee, bring your heel up towards your glute, and then you can just grab the outside of your foot, okay? Keep your knees glued together. And again, this is like a big stretch and a big balance just being here. So you're welcome to stay here. Right arm can reach up towards the sky. Okay, kick your foot into your hand into your foot, and that's what brings your knee and leg up. And then gently just start to pitch forward just a little bit. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be the biggest dancer pose you've ever done. It can be small. Okay. Be small, it can be subtle, and just balance. And if you fall out of it, just come back into it nice and slow. Bring your knees back together, left foot gently steps forward, tree pose. Right knee bends, placing your right foot in the inside of your left leg. Up high or low. Soften your shoulders, whatever arm positions you're choosing. Nice open chest, open heart. Tree leg, right leg steps forward to come into figure four glute stretch. Left ankle over the right knee, sitting back like you're in a chair. Good, and then again, you choose to stay here. Okay, maybe you start to lower your hands down, right? Maybe you have a chair or couch close by, you can put your hands on that as well. Does not have to touch the ground, you can use your blocks. Coffee tables, anything you have in your space that you feel like you can use for support, go for it. Woo, this hip is still really tight. My left side just does not want to relax today. All the stretches we've been doing. A few more deep breaths on this side. And remember, we have to come back up the way we came, or at least challenge ourselves to try that way, okay? We're gonna come back to that little seated chair, go slow. Good. And then slowly lowering your legs together to touch, standing just for a moment with your feet on the ground. Closing your eyes if you'd like. Awesome. And then before we make our way back onto the ground, we're going to take our right ankle and cross it over the left, or our right leg over the left. Okay. Reach your arms up over your head. You're going to grab your right wrist, and we're going to lean over to the left. And as I'm leaning to the left here, I'm letting my hips move to the right. So I'm really creating this like C banana shape with my body. Good, let's rise up. Keep that right leg in front. Let's fold forward, forward fold. Okay, you can always soften your knees if you need to. I'll do this from the side. And then just because we've been working on our balance tonight, keep your legs crossed, hands on your hips. Press into your feet evenly to rise up to come up to standing. And then just gently unwind your legs. And then we'll just go to the other side. Left leg over the right. Reach your arms up over your head. Grab your left wrist. And we'll lean over to the right. Hips can move to the left. So creating that banana shape in your body. Rising back up, exhaling, folding forward, nice and slow, forward fold with the left leg in front. Does this side feel different? Does it feel the same? Okay, great. And then again, just because we're working on our balance here, hands on your hips, look at your feet. That always helps. Press into your feet to rise up, to come up to standing. Unwind your legs, shake them out, shake them out. And then nothing fancy. We're just going to lower down back onto our mats, okay? Good, everyone. Okay, and then just have your strap handy, just like next to you here, okay? We're going to get into like some more little hamstring IT band stretches. Okay, so soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide, sitting up nice and tall. Let's actually just circle our head just a few times in one direction. Good, and then reversing the circles. Good, and then just looking from left to right. Good, and then a little bit of up and down. Okay, great. And then when your head's down again, slowly just fold forward here over your hips. Okay. You can keep your arms tucked in close to you like a little cat, okay? Or you can reach your arms forward. Okay. You know, I'm going to throw this in for us tonight, okay? Just because I'm like, oh, we've got our straps, we might as well use them before we make our way onto the ground. So let's rise up, and you can sit here in, Baddha Konasana, or you can cross your legs, whatever feels more comfortable to you. And let's grab our strap actually, and let's just do a little arm stuff really quick, okay? So I'm going to sit in easy pose, cross my legs, and I'm going to bring my strap over my head, and I'm going to have my strap nice and taut, and I'm going to have it a little, if you see, I'm like in a V position, so I'm a little bit wider than my shoulders, and I'm going to bring my arms up over my head, so I'm like in a V for victory here, okay? I'm going to bend my elbows, bringing the strap, if possible, to the top of my head or behind my head if I can. Okay, and I'm pulling the strap so much that my arms are shaking, okay? So you've got to find like this happy medium of like finding your own resistance, because you could literally just do this all day long, right? If you let the strap kind of flop, or you can really pull it, make it taut, and then we're just gonna go up and down, nice and slow, trying to rip the strap apart, straightening the arms and bending them. And again, this is just a general cue, the V position. You can go wider if that feels better on your shoulders, or you can go more narrow, okay? Listen to what you need. Woo, my triceps are burning. Okay, let's do 3 more. Okay, these are, we only did 3 chaturangas, okay? So here's a little bit more strengthening for our arms. Good, last one. Let's reach back up, and then let's lower the arms down. Ooh, my arms got really tired. I'm just gonna give them a little shoulder shrugs and shoulder rolls here. Okay, and then we'll do just a little bit of shoulder flossing, okay? So again, this is just a general cue. Again, listen to your body, like a V position or wider, okay? So you can go nice and wide with your arms as straight as possible, okay? You wanna keep them nice and straight. We're gonna reach the arms up over our head, and we're gonna gently bring our arms back behind us. And again, it might stop right about here. You might be able to go all the way back. I have to open up a little bit more. Okay, you might be able to go all the way back and then all the way forward, okay? Getting some plants here on the way. And just go really slow. Try not to go fast here. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna shorten my stance, go back to my V. I'd rather get a bigger stretch than go for like the range. So I'm gonna shorten it so I get a deeper stretch when I reach my arms back behind me. I feel a better stretch in my chest and my shoulders than when I do when I go all the way down to my hips, okay? And I'm just gonna turn sideways too, just so you get another little view here. Okay. I have a really bad habit of like letting my ribs open up to go all the way back, so I kind of cheat a little bit. So trying to resist the urge to let your ribs splay open. You want to kind of keep them tight knit, so you're staying like in a neutral spine as possible. Good. And just go back and forth just a few more times. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time here. Just feels so good. And I like to do, I like to do things, what my range is in kind of the wrong way. So I kind of know what my body needs to do. So I don't want you to be like, don't do it this way. Feel free to explore if you're like, ooh, I really like when my ribs pop open, kind of know what it feels like to be in that space and then to be in this nice strengthening place as well. Okay. And we always want to, be in this fine line again of like strength and flexibility. And we want our strength to really like shine through. Okay, let's go and lower our arms down. We'll keep the strap with us. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Hopefully everyone's shoulders feel nice and yummy and open. Okay, so let's make our way onto our backs. We'll take the strap around our right foot. We'll extend our right leg up towards the sky. Okay, left knee can stay bent, or again, you can practice lengthening the left leg out and then really make it about the left leg. You want to imagine the left hamstring, the back of the leg touching the mat. Okay, I'm going to practice with a bent knee tonight. Okay, so I'm going to practice with my left knee bent. Okay, so arms can be completely straight, so you have like this nice lever. Okay, or if your arms are getting tired, you can bend your elbows, bringing the backs of your arms down onto the mat. So again, that you're kind of working in this place of like being connected to the mat here. Okay, so just pause here in the hamstring stretch and breathe. Okay, here's that time to practice our breath, practice being connected to our bodies, taking that moment of pause, of stillness. Right, and we get to really like indulge here. I'm going to take my strap into my left hand. Okay, so I kind of bring my those straps together and into my left hand. And I'm going to gently move my right leg just over to the left. So maybe it just goes to your left shoulder, not quite past that, because once you start to go past that, your right hip will want to lift up off the mat. We want to keep the right hip grounded. So keeping your pelvis, your low back, your shoulders on the mat, we're just gently moving the right leg a little bit to the left here. Okay, and then just for a moment, just explore here what it feels like for your leg to be straight, and then maybe see what it feels like to micro bend or bend your right knee a little bit and see if that changes the stretch. And you can kind of go a little bit back and forth. Ooh, my ankle cracked. Okay. You can do, little bend and straightens. You can keep it bent and hold it. If one feels better than the other, you can choose that one. Stay just a little bit longer here with our hips grounded. Okay, great. And then from here, we'll just do like a little tick-tock. Just slowly bring your right leg just a little bit to the right, and then a little bit to the left. And again, I'll just change my angle here so you can kind of get a nice little view here. So I'm just going from like left shoulder to right shoulder, just going back and forth here. Okay. And then as we build here, you can stay small, or you can start to move a little bit bigger. So when you're tick-tocking here, maybe your hips lift and your leg goes all the way to the left. Ooh, maybe you stay here, or maybe you pass through and let your right leg go all the way to the right. And again, I'm practicing this with my left knee bent, which you're welcome to do, or your leg can be straight. Okay. And move slow. Take a moment to pause in any position you'd like. Good. You can switch hands in the strap as you go back and forth. Don't worry about what this looks like. You know, try to move off pure sensation and just like whatever your body, how your body's organizing itself, let it organize in that way. Okay, good. And then the next time your right leg is to the left, okay, we're gonna stay there, okay, and you can let, again, that right leg lower all the way down, and you can also play with your leg being straight, or it can be bent, okay. Right arm can reach out to the right. Focus can be up towards the sky or over towards your right hand. Again, just, you know, you can play with your focus. There is no wrong or right way. Okay, good. Let's stay for the inhale. Exhaling, take your time. Okay, we're gonna make our way back onto our backs. Good. Take the strap out from your right foot and extend your right leg out nice and long to meet your left, and just pause for a moment. Whew. All right, and then let's get the left side going, okay? So go ahead and bring your left foot in. You'll take the strap around your left foot. You'll kick your left leg up towards the sky. Okay, and you know, be mindful of your sides. This left side, okay, sometimes doesn't feel like the other side. Okay, so your right side and your left side, this may feel like a totally different body. Okay, and I want you to honor that. Okay, so move again in a good way. Right leg can stay bent, or you can straighten your right leg on your mat. And again, I'm going to practice with my right knee bent. You know, so I can, you know, focus on some, you know, ways that, to show up in a good way, lengthening my low back, okay, softening my shoulders, connecting to my breath. Okay, so whether you're choosing, you know, bent knee or straight leg, you have all those ways of connecting to yourself. And just breathe here. Again, arms can be straight or they can be bent down by your sides. That kind of helps make your arms not as tired. Pausing and breathing, releasing. Okay, let's just stay for a few more moments on this left side. Get that neck hamstring to open up here. Great. Okay, then we'll take the strap into our right hand. We'll let our left leg move just a little bit to the right shoulder. Okay, keeping, again, the low back, the hips grounded for the IT band stretch. And then this is, you know, where you can play. Leg can be straight, or maybe see what it feels like to bend your left knee. Does it change the stretch? Do you feel any difference? Okay. Even changing the angle can be different, right? Like if you have your leg closer to pulling into your chest, changes the stretch versus like if your leg's 90 degrees. Okay. So again, you can play with bending and straightening this left leg. And again, it can be micro bends. You can also not do it at all if you don't feel anything, or, you know, if it doesn't feel right to you. Good. So just a few moments, just like this. Good, and then when you're ready, okay, don't feel rushed at all. You can start to tick-tock your leg a little bit from shoulder to shoulder. It's like a little pendulum. Okay. Maybe the side, wanted to stay there a little bit longer and the IT band stretch, that's fine. And then again, as you start to move in this way, you can start to move a little bit bigger, right? So maybe the left leg comes all the way to the right. Ooh, this feels so good. And again, you can switch your hands with the strap. I've got to make some space here. Okay, any way you need to move so your legs have some space to, window wiper in this ginormous way. Don't feel rushed. Don't feel like you need to move quickly. Take your time. Take your time holding a few deep breaths from right to left. Okay, and again, you don't have to move as big. You're welcome to move small. Do a mix of them, mix of big and small. Good, and then the next time your leg is over to the right, we're gonna hang out here in this nice big twist. Okay. So again, take your time, breathing, opening your arms out nice and wide. Focus can be towards the left hand, up towards the sky. Leg can be straight, leg can be bent. You can hang on to your strap, you can let go of your strap. Okay, really nice, everyone. Okay, let's slowly bend our knees, or come out of this in a way that feels good. Okay, we'll make our way back onto our backs, releasing the strap from our left foot, and we'll just extend our legs out onto the mat. Arms can reach out to the sides here. Okay, just wiggle around just a little bit. Maybe shift your head from side to side. And then just take a moment just to notice, like, how does your legs feel? How do your hips feel? What parts of your body are touching the mat? Where is there space? Notice your breath. And again, just notice your journey through the hour that we've had together. Maybe even just transformation in your mood, in your spirit. Just capturing this moment of how you feel. And letting this just, this feeling be a reminder of a way to feel connected to yourself or grounded throughout the week. Taking that moment of stillness, of maybe silence, of pause. Okay. And let's take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. So wrist and your ankles. Shifting your head from side to side. Stretching your arms up over your head when you're ready. And gathering your knees in. And we'll just slowly roll over onto one side. Just using your arms and your legs to help you come up to a seated position. And just sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And just slowly begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste, everyone.